that the US-led Western troops are due to leave Afghanistan by the end of 2014, and ahead of that, Afghanistan is making all possible efforts to get Taliban to the negotiating table before the pullout of the Western troops. But what exactly is the situation like? What is the probable role that the neighboring countries can play, the role that the US can play, and how feasible is the current round of talks and negotiations, the efforts being made by Afghanistan to deal with Taliban? We'll talk about all of this in this edition of Insight. And joining me in the program is senior journalist and expert on this issue, Dr. Vailas Achawad, former diplomat, Ambassador M.K. Bhadrakumar, and Associate Fellow with Institute of Defence Studies and Analysis, Dr. Vishal Chandra. Welcome to the program. Let's start the discussion with you, Mr. Bhadrakumar, since we know that this is something which Afghanistan has been pushing forth now, that is to bring Taliban on the table, negotiating table for peace talks. How feasible, how practical do you think is this idea, and how do you look at the developments made so far?
You see, it's not so very clear cut as Afghan government and the Taliban. You know, there are different templates there. The fundamental point is there is a recognition, acceptance rather, on the part of the big players, which is United States and the Western powers, NATO, and also by Mr. Hamid Karzai, President, that the Taliban should be brought into the mainstream. So reconciliation of the Taliban is an accepted thing. Now the point is the Taliban would also like to extract out of a process certain things from their point of view. And they refuse to recognize that their interlocutor is Mr. Karzai. They would rather deal with the power which matters, which is the United States. United States is not averse to talking to them.